I'm a huge fan of reality TV, and sometimes that means I am a fan of reality TV dating shows. I think through the sheer amount of Love Island clips and compilations that I've watched, the algorithm has learned this about me, and as a result, I get served a lot of internet dating shows. Now, internet dating shows are similar to actual reality TV dating shows in some ways, but in other ways, they're sort of like a league of their own. And I say I sometimes like reality TV dating shows because there are some shows that I really love, like Love Island UK, which I would actually chop off all my limbs for. And then there's other reality TV dating shows, The Bachelor, that I've never understood why people find entertaining. So I think a big reason why I prefer a show like Love Island over The Bachelor and those type of franchises is because to me, it feels like Love Island is a little bit more self-aware of the fact that this is like ridiculous and insane and for entertainment purposes. Love Island is we put a bunch of dumb hot people in here to just fight with each other and compete, you know, amongst each other to find a match, versus The Bachelor, Bachelorette is like, we have one person that you're all vying for their love. And it's a little dramatic at the beginning, but once the numbers dwindle down, this is like a serious dating show. Listen, I've tried it. I didn't like it. I do like Bachelor in Paradise though, because that's a show that cares more about drama than love. Right? Do you see the difference? So anyways, I just say all this so that you can know the perspective that I'm coming from. I am someone who watches these shows not for love, but for drama and juice, baby. So I think because of that, internet dating shows tend to be of interest to me as well. The drama is obviously not as good as it is on a Love Island, but internet dating shows are equally as sort of goofy and ridiculous because there's no way anyone is like, you know where I think I'm gonna go try to find love? The Button. You saw an ad on Craigslist that said, we'll pay you $50 and give you a free lunch. And you said, sure. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe people do genuinely think to themselves, I've exhausted every other option, I'm gonna go on The Button. But that seems wild to me. YouTube dating shows are just completely unserious. So that's what I wanted to look at today. But before we get into it, a word from our sponsor. No fucking way. That's crazy. Today's video is sponsored by Bellesa. Are you a vibrator collector? Yeah. I had a feeling my videos attracted an audience of vibrator collectors. Bellesa is where I buy all of my sex toys. They're where I watch all of my porn. I love Bellesa, okay? This right here is my friend, the Aurora Soft Touch. It doesn't get more classic than this, people. Regular old night, I'm laying in bed, want to masturbate a little bit before I doze off. This is the vibrator I'm reaching for. And I really love the Soft Touch vibrators because they are very bendable, moldable, definitely a lot more realistic to the touch. Now, completely different ballpark, but another one of my favorites, I have the Pebble. If you've never tried a clit suction vibrator, mama, you gotta get in there and try one. The Pebble is nice and tiny, fits in just the palm of my hand, but don't let this confuse you. She's very powerful despite how small she is. Stored in this cute little charging case. Take it with you when you travel. She's perfect. Very discreet. Speaking of travel, another one of my favorites has got to be the Demi Wand. Listen, I really am a wand vibrator fan above all else. I think this is what I want to use on a day-to-day basis. So for travel, extra perfect. Anyways, now that I've tempted you with some beautiful, gorgeous vibrators, it's time to let you know that today's video is actually a giveaway. And in this giveaway, everybody wins something. Listen, when it's a Bellesa sponsored video, you know you're not walking away empty-handed. All you've got to do is input your email at the link in the description down below and check it within a few minutes to see if you've either won a free vibrator or a gift card towards your next purchase at Bellesa. So you're either getting a free vibrator or a gift card. Also worth reminding you that the holidays are coming up. And if you want to be everyone's favorite friend, everyone's favorite sister, vibrators are a great gift option. So again, you can head to the link in the description down below, input your email address, and check your emails within a few minutes to see what you've won. Thank you again to Bellesa for sponsoring today's video, and let's, without further ado, get right into it here. So to kick us off here, I feel like I have to start by talking about the Button. Shout out to all my Cody Co fans out there, because I don't know that I have ever actually sat down and watched a video of the Button that wasn't a Cody Co reaction video to the button. If you've never heard of it, the button is essentially a speed dating type of show that The Cut does. They sit two people across from each other at a table with a button placed in the center of the table between them. This button will ask them questions, give them conversation topics, and then every minute or so it will light up red. When the button lights up red, either person can hit the button indicating they are not interested, and the other person will then get switched out of the table for a new person to speed date. So a lot of times people are racing each other, keeping an eye when the button turns red to try to be the first one to hit it, which is painful to watch.
Fun fact about Shaquila, she likes to fight and she's a mom.
Oh, you be beating your kids?
No. I think whoopings are abuse.
Do you agree?
I have a terrible saying. I beat children.
You
sorry,
beat children?
But I have no kids.
Is that a say you have?
That sounds bad.
A little bit.
I actually like never really hit a child.
But you believe in it, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay.
When I have children, that's big.
Okay.
You know? Ooh. What's your name? Why?
What do you mean, why? What the fuck? This guy's like, oh, I don't get it. She's not interested in me, and the only thing I said was that I wanted to beat kids. All right, so let's hope that guy never has kids. What? Sometimes I'm like, where do they find these people? I'm thinking they just like post an ad on Craigslist, or I guess people can also probably submit themselves on this company's website to be in these videos. But sometimes when I see people and they say shit like that just on the internet in front of everybody, in front of an audience, it's like, so here are our options here. Either number one, you are lying and exaggerating because you think it's funny, or because it's like, oh, you're on a little fun dating show on YouTube and you're just trying to be an edgelord. I'm trying to put myself in the shoes of somebody who thinks like that. Obviously, I think it's ridiculous. But if I was going to be that type of person and I was like, I want to say something insane for clout and for attention at the consequence of me looking like the worst person alive, like I think I would just pick something with a little bit of a higher reward than going on the button. Because now you just look like you proudly believe in abusing children, which is crazy. So that's option one, assuming that he's not serious and he's just a weirdo. Option two is that he is being serious and he either doesn't care or hasn't considered how that makes him look to every other normal person on this set and consuming the video. I don't know. I'm getting too hung up on something too early on in this video, but I'm just fascinated by people who behave like that in like a public will be aired setting. I feel like I say this all the time when I'm watching Love Island. People will do and say things and I'm like, you know this is recorded, right? You know this is being shown to tons, thousands of people. So why are you saying that? Unless you really genuinely don't think there's anything wrong with that, which is crazy. I hope you never have children if you genuinely believe there's nothing wrong with that. Don't hit your kids. I don't know though. Maybe he is just being serious. A lot of people shouldn't be parents. So I don't know. I don't know what to say to this.
I don't fuck with that.
Me neither.
Thanks for understanding, button. So, hi.
I didn't want to interrupt your date with the button.
Oh, sorry.
I was just messing.
You don't think you're more important than the button?
I mean, that's up to you, right? Oh, yeah.
Are you circumcised?
Sorry. Are you circumcised? How we been there?
Shaquila does not like a man who's uncircumcised.
That feels like a wild thing to say. Like understanding that, I'm thinking like behind the scenes, when people go on a show like this, the button definitely asks them to talk about what they're interested in and what like their hard no's in dating are. And they also, just knowing from watching other episodes, ask them for like embarrassing facts about themselves or just like ammo for the button to use to make things a little uncomfortable. But at the end of the day, you are still the person giving someone else that information. If I was gonna go on a show like The Button and they were asking for what I'm interested in and what I'm not interested in, I would, I don't have to tell you guys know, right? We've talked about it before. I would give a very normal answer. And if they asked for like something embarrassing about me, I would still be giving answers that I would be comfortable talking about on a first date. You know, I wouldn't be throwing out crazy shit on date one. I just wouldn't. I don't know though. Maybe it's just me. That feels like a fucked up thing to say to me, to be like, I don't like uncircumcised men. I wouldn't date a man who is uncircumcised. The same way it would be fucked up if someone was like, I don't date women whose labia looks like this or like that. We'd all be like, that's weird. It's just like, why would you volunteer that information? Why is that the information that you volunteered? Is it that big of a deal to you? I just don't get it. I personally don't understand.
So fun fact about Jared, he actually likes to make weapons and play with them.
What kind of weapons?
Knives, restoring spears. Like my family comes from Mindanao, which is a very indigenous headhunting part of the Philippines.
Outside of creating the weapons, it also mentioned playing with the weapons, and I feel like I need to know a little more about the play part.
It's kind of like if you build a car, you want to take it for a test drive. So that's how I express myself physically when it comes to that sort of thing.
Here we go.
Oh no! Why'd you press me?
I feel like a lot was being said, but not a lot was being said. The answers were very vague. I wasn't getting to know who you are.
Yeah.
It feels more accurate to say it's a little scary to lead with the fact that you make and play with weapons. I don't know. That's not my vibe. I don't know. If I was on a first date with someone and the first thing I learned about them was that they love making handmade weapons and playing with them, I'd be like, so I'm at risk. Even if I'm not, and you are just purely a fan of, I can't even say it without laughing, because to me it just feels like, yeah, there's no way if your main hobby is weapons. I just don't know that our vibes connect. I don't know that there's a way to have weapons be your hobby and have it not be a little scary. I'm sorry if anybody whose hobby is weapons is watching this video, but you know, my hobby is making silly little videos. So I just feel like I'm not hard enough for that. I'm good at Premiere Pro and like tulle skirts. So I don't know that Mr. Weapons is gonna be my type of guy, you know?
So I'm gonna say a list of scenarios, and you'll each say true or false. People should be friends with their exes.
False.
False.
I'm gonna answer these two. Key phrase there, I think, is should. People should be friends with their ex. I don't think you should. I think you can be. That there are specific and unique situations that would allow for that to happen in a healthy way. But I think most of the time, moving on is the healthier choice, and staying friends with an ex is vastly unnecessary. So obviously there are exceptions. Nobody start yelling in the comments because you're friends with your ex. But I think a lot of the time, most of the time even, I would say there's really no necessary reason to remain friends with an ex after the relationship has run its course.
Women can't have too many guy friends.
False.
That's like a situational thing. It depends on how she acts with her guy friends. If I see something that's red flaggish and I address it and I don't feel like I'm being hurt enough for it to have been addressed, then it's a problem.
I mean, he gave a reasonable answer to that, I feel like. I think that you can have as many friends of the opposite sex as you want to, as long as those friendships remain appropriate. Now, I do think that some people's idea of what it is appropriate and what isn't differs vastly. Like, for example, there's definitely some people out there that are like, if I'm in a relationship with you, you can't hang out one-on-one with your friends of the opposite sex, which is insane, in my opinion. And maybe that's because I'm someone who has mostly one-on-one friendships. I hang out with people mostly one-on-one, and I would feel really disconnected from my friends if I couldn't have special one-on-one time with them. Also, like, we need to have trust. If you can't trust me to go hang out with one of my guy friends one-on-one, then we have bigger problems. You can have as many friends as you want, hang out with them whenever you want. It doesn't matter to me as long as they are friends.
Sex on the first date is okay.
I mean, shit, if you hit it off, you hit it off.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah. So
I'm pro-choice, you know what I'm saying? If we both consent, then we fucking.
True. Sex on the first date is okay. For sure. It is okay. I love the way they word these questions. Is like, is it okay to have sex on the first? Like, yeah, of course it is. Why would it not be okay? So that's the button, right? And I think it's pretty obvious why that show is so successful. I think they follow a very social media format. It's quick, it's cringe, it's for entertainment purposes. I don't think anybody watches this show thinking like, they could really hit it off. But I don't know. I've seen some people in comments being like, give us an update on this couple. And it's like, I don't think there probably is a lot of updates, guys. I'd be so shocked if these people even made it to the first date a lot of the time, if they do make it to the end and make a match. Like, honest to God, I would be shocked to learn that these people actually ended up going out with each other after the fact. If I had to make a guess, I would say that for a lot of these shows, if there is a match at the end, they probably exchange phone numbers, text for like 2 days, and then never speak ever again. I'll lock in and say that. All right, next up, I wanted to take a look at the Dating Based on Blank series, which is on Nectar, which I believe is sort of like a sister channel to Jubilee, which also does these style of videos. While the button is speed dating, this is more like blind dating. There's been an episode where they judge people based on their outfits, so they don't see their face, but they see neck down. The one that I'm gonna watch today is dating based on their red flags. So taking a look at this list, does anything kind of jump out to you? We don't know which red flags belong to each guy, but these are the red flags we're working with. Number 1, broken engagement, which I don't think has to be a red flag. It could be if you're saying that like you have commitment issues and that's why you broke off this engagement. But I think you would have said commitment issues if that was what it was, right? Broken engagement to me just says that you were at one point engaged and it got called off. You didn't end up getting married for some reason, but depending on the situation, that could be a green flag. Maybe you guys were supposed to break up. Maybe the engagement had to end. So I don't think a broken engagement is by default a red flag. It just depends for the why. Okay, another red flag is still lives at home. This depends also. Rent is really expensive. It is like next to impossible for young people, fresh out of college, people in their 20s to afford someplace to live. And you know, shit happens. Sometimes you lose a job, you move home because you can't afford to live on your own anymore. Maybe there's some family stuff going on and it makes sense for you to live at home so that you can help care for your family members, whatever. I don't think that it has to be a red flag to live at home. Where it becomes a red flag is like if you're someone who is living at home and the reason why you're living at home is because you like lack motivation and drive and you have no intention of taking care of yourself and building a life of your own. That's a red flag, right? But I don't think living at home is the red flag there. I think the red flag is like a lack of drive and motivation and, you know, self-sufficiency. God, I'm the worst person at parties. Not to be like, maybe, but what if it's this? But listen, we're trying to look at all sides here. We're trying to really analyze what's going on. Third red flag is history of pooping pants, which this is one of those things where it's like, you couldn't waterboard this out of me. What do you mean you just willingly gave this information up to a producer? Also, history. I don't know if any explanation is going to make that better for me, because history to me implies that it's happened like at least 5 times. History to me implies that we've got like enough stories to write a good little book here, that we could do a little, you know, investigative journalism. We could write a whole essay about this. We could get it published, okay? We're calling up Penguin Random House and we're saying, boy, do I have a story for you. History used in this context tells me that this is like a problem. So, this I do think is a red flag. I mean, we all have a history of pooping pants, don't we? We were all once babies. Is being a baby nothing but a history of pooping pants? But I don't know. Willingly giving this information up to a producer of a dating show? What are you trying to hide? You know? I think it is a red flag. Next red flag is that they are a liar, which this is very cut and dry red flag. I almost respect this person for being so straight to the point. Fifth red flag here is that they've never been in a committed relationship, which again doesn't have to be a red flag. Like, is the reason why you've never been in a committed relationship because you have commitment issues? Or is it because you haven't met the right match for you? Because those are two different things.
Also, I'm sure it's obvious that I am not in the school of belief that being in any relationship is better than not being in a relationship. Just because someone has been in a long-term relationship, that doesn't mean that they learned anything from it or grew at all as a person. I think it is far better to remain single until you are able to find a good match for you, rather than hopping into any relationship just to say that you've been in a relationship to satisfy the people that are going to judge you for never having been been in a relationship, because those people are dumb. That's it for my TED Talk today.
Wants to wait until marriage. I don't think it's a red flag, but it can be a deal breaker. You know, if you want to wait till marriage, I love and live that for you. That's a green flag to somebody else. It's just not what I'm looking for. I personally could not and do not want to wait until marriage. So it would be a no for me, but not because it's a red flag, just because it's a no for me. Shares a dog with their ex. Yeah, I mean, this is complicated, isn't it? Definitely could be a red flag for sure. But I don't know what the situation is. I'm going to stop giving people the benefit of the doubt. I'm just like, yeah, it's a red flag. Next red flag is trust issues, which doesn't everybody have trust issues? I think it depends how your trust issues manifest, but fine, I'll give it to you. Trust issues can maybe be a red flag. And then the last one is has been labeled toxic. I would lean towards confirming that's a red flag, because I just feel like if more than one person you've dated calls you toxic, there's probably a good chance that you are toxic. I don't know. I guess I would need to know the source. Who called you toxic? What's the background? What's the history? I need all the information in order to form an opinion. I don't know. Out of all of these, I think the only two that I would be like, about are liar and has been labeled toxic. The rest of them, I'm sort of like, I need more information in order to know if this is a red flag to me or not.
Hey.
Hi.
What's up?
Hello. Salem, great to meet you. How's everyone doing?
I'm nervous.
Me too.
Do you need water?
A little nervous. I'm okay, but thank you.
I got you this water.
Oh, thanks.
Of course.
That's so sweet.
Anytime.
Salem, where are you from?
I'm from San Francisco.
What kind of music do you like?
I really like 1975, The Strokes, Bowie. I also like hyperpop.
How tall was the last guy you dated? Like,
Yeah.
tell me when to stop.
That's the important question right there.
He was taller than me. I recently grew an inch.
Congrats.
Thank you. I had a
Knee
growth
surgery.
spurt. No, I had COVID really bad, and it like triggered a
You
growth
just coughed
spurt.
it out of you.
Grow from
You what?
COVID?
Apparently.
Wait, what the fuck? What do you mean? Hold on. Y'all were getting taller from COVID? Dudes are out here getting surgeries on their kneecaps to make them taller. And you got taller from COVID? That's crazy. I'd never heard that. Is that true? I'm just like believing her. She seems like, why would she lie about that? But that's crazy. I didn't know that. If true. Crazy if true.
We're gonna have you eliminate 3 guys. Oh boy. I am going to eliminate Murado, Andrew, and Parker. I'm sorry. It was great hanging out with you
It's all good. Great to
and
meet
talking
you.
to you. Hi.
Salem?
Jeremy, right?
Yeah, Jeremy.
Yusuf, again.
Salem.
Nice to meet you.
You too. How are you?
I'm doing well. How you holding up over here?
I'm good.
Yeah. I'm gonna say right now I have like no riz whatsoever.
What is this abbreviation that's underneath all of their names? Everyone has a different one. Is there a quiz that I can be taking? Are they gonna make me take a quiz? Yes, this is a quiz. It was giving INFJ when I looked at it. I was like, you're serving Myers-Briggs, but in a different way. What is this? I was right. It's called the Nectar Love Print. So obviously I'm gonna fucking take it. Jeez. Also, fair warning, the sun is going down right now, so it's about to get dark in here really quickly. But we just have so much more to talk about, so I'm gonna keep going. All right. I value sharing my feelings with others as they arise. Agree, but I won't say strongly agree, because I also do believe in solo processing time and needing to be clear on how I feel before I share it with other people. It is important for partners to keep certain aspects of their lives private from each other. I'm going to say somewhat agree, just depending on what the word private means here, because I think private meaning I'm never going to tell you about it, I wouldn't agree with, but private meaning there are parts of my life that you're not involved in that are just for me, I definitely agree with that. So it depends what the word private means, because I think that my partner can know about any part of my life, but they don't need to be involved in every part of my life. So what do we mean by this? I'll say somewhat agree. It is important for partners to each have their own individual hobbies and interests. Strongly agree. I would like to devote time to nurturing a new or current relationship. Agree. Strongly agree. I prefer to process my feelings on my own. I'm in the middle for this, because I do like to process my feelings on my own before processing them with other people, but I also like processing them with other people. I'm going to go more towards disagree, though, because I love my therapist and my friends. So, engaging in activities is more fun if shared with a partner. I'm going to say disagree. Activities, vaguely, sometimes there are things I prefer to do by myself all the time. Which activities are we talking? It is important to have an emotional connection prior to having sex. I'll put agree, because for me it is. Learning about a romantic partner takes time. Strongly agree. I prefer to consider solutions to my problems on my own before asking others for help. Yeah, that's what I said. I do. That is how I feel. When making plans with friends, it is important to always include your partner. Strongly disagree. I know what I look for in a partner. Strongly agree. These are asking a lot of the same questions over and over again, worded in different ways. So let me finish doing this and I will tell you what my final score is. My love print is RIEG. My color is lavender. Ooh, no way. You are a reflective and I person, emotional and guarded. Your motto is love with caution. I don't know that I agree with that. I think have sex with caution. But love with caution is definitely not how I would describe myself at all. You approach relationships with caution and cherish your independence and privacy. A partner will likely start off as friend as you patiently get to know them and build trust, taking frequent timeouts to reflect on your feelings before communicating them. You value emotional connection over physical contact. And even as you gradually get closer to your partner, you prefer to keep some of your hobbies and friends to yourself. I mean, some of that is true, but I don't know that I would say that makes me cautious because I value independence. Interesting, though. RIEG. Take it with a grain of salt. All right, anyways, back to the video, I guess.
Have you picked a winner in your mind?
I think I have. Yeah, it's a hard decision because everyone is super sweet.
You eliminated 3 guys earlier in this round.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go ahead and tell you which red flags those were. First one was trust issues.
Okay.
Take that one off.
Dang, that was like the the least bad, I feel like. Okay.
The second one was history of pooping pants.
Oh, I was so intrigued about this one. I wanted to ask the story behind it because there has to be a story with this, or multiple.
And then the third one is waiting until marriage.
Imagine putting yourself in that position where now you are the history of pooping pants guy forever and you weren't even given the opportunity to explain yourself. So we can all just draw our own conclusions about your history of pooping pants. See, this is why some of you guys need to reel it in when you're talking to these dating show producers. Cause that sucks. That's brutal.
Are any of those like a bit of a relief?
Yeah. Yeah, the waiting until marriage one was definitely the one I was most sad about on here, but that's gone now, so that's good to know.
Okay, but the liar is still on the board, which is the worst one of them all. So, okay, who do I think the liar is? I don't know. The guy in the gray shirt. He could be Mr. Liar. He really could be. He really could be. I don't know. He looks like Bizarro Chad Michael Murray to me. So I think maybe that's where I'm getting my guess from.
So can you tell us the first person you're going to eliminate?
Okay, I am going to eliminate Chris. I'm sorry. It was great to get to know you, though.
Yeah, no worries. It was a pleasure meeting you.
You
so
too.
my red flag is I do still live at home.
Okay.
Yeah, my family's super cultural. I have elder parents, so I kind of have to look after them.
Nice.
But yeah, that's my red flag.
I don't think that's a red flag, honestly.
Yeah, no worries.
Chris, how dare you sell yourself short? That is not a red flag. Now I feel so sad for him because he believes that's a red flag, but I don't think that's a red flag at all. He's at home taking care of his fucking parents. That's not a red flag. Oh my God. I feel sad for him now. Who told you that was a red flag? That's not a red flag. Sad. Now I'm sad.
I'm gonna go with Yusuf. I'm sorry.
All good.
Great to meet you, though.
Nice to meet you too. Mine has never been in a committed relationship. I feel like I'm all over the place. I don't know, on the go for the past couple of years, so it's kind of like every time I talk to someone, we go separate ways, and I come back, and it's not the same feelings.
Mr. Liar is still here, and he's in the gray shirt. I'm telling you right now.
I'm gonna have to eliminate Tyler. I'm sorry, but it was so good talking to you.
It's great to meet you too. So mine is being labeled as toxic, and it's not
me labeling it. It's just that the appearance gets by a lot of people. So like tattoos, piercings, chains, and talking to different women.
He was like, listen, a lot of people say I'm toxic, and it's just because I have, you know, piercings and tattoos, and also I talk to a lot of different women at once. Like, I don't think it has anything to do with the tattoos and piercings, dude.
Well, you both are so sweet, and it was so good to get to meet both of you. I am going to eliminate you. I'm sorry. Just mostly because I felt
She's picking
like
the liar.
I
She's
connected
picking
well
the
with you,
liar. I know
the
she
videos
is.
You talk to. Nothing against you at all.
No worries.
He's not going to take the liar off the board.
Thank you.
He's not.
But really great meeting
The
you.
other guy's a
My
liar.
red flag was a liar.
Oh!
Yeah, so,
Okay.
you know, usually people think, you know, I overpromise or false promise, and then also like, you know, because I'm just trying to get them so excited, you know, just to, you know, make something happen. Sometimes they're just like, oh, like you're bluffing, you know what I mean? Or there's no way that's actually gonna happen. So, but
Interesting.
yeah.
All right, so it wasn't Chad Michael Murray, but what is his red flag?
Amazing. Thank you for picking me.
Of course, yeah. Great to meet you.
Good to meet you. I'm excited for a seat. So my red flag is a broken engagement. Yeah, so it's definitely been a topic of conversation in dating. I think it can definitely be spun into a green flag. Like it depends on the person, whether they see it as a red flag or a green flag. It definitely like signifies that I am ideally looking for something real.
When I was 15, I got my first job at McDonald's. I didn't really want to make a bad impression, and he told me no bathroom breaks, so I stuck to that. I was working the window, and I thought I had a fart. It was indeed not a fart, and then I got fired.
There's like no world where you could get me to reveal information like that on a show like this. These people are for sure not getting paid. They're definitely getting like a free lunch and that's it. Maybe they get like $50 for the day. There's no way you're compensating me enough to give you that kind of information. This is wild. It's crazy to me. Like, these people really just aren't thinking about the ammo that they're giving these producers at all. This video will be published, you guys. It is coming out. So that's a little bit of a taste of what YouTube dating shows are like. And there's plenty of others out there as well. So if you'd be interested in seeing me talk a little bit more about internet dating shows, I would be very interested in doing it. So question of the hour is, would I ever go on one of these shows? And maybe for the bit. Maybe. Not genuinely. If I was ever going to go on a show like this, it would be simply as a hee-hee and a ha-ha and to tell you guys what the experience was like, and not because I genuinely believe that any of these shows are capable of finding me love. If you're new here and you like this video, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I also have a podcast called Emotionally Online, the show for spilling guts and sharing secrets, that comes out every single Friday. And if you're interested in seeing more from me, you can follow me on Instagram at Maddie Dragsbaek. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.